So I made this list. It's not a list I made, it's a list I got off Wikipedia. And this list contains 10 of the most top-selling Wii games of all time. The Wii is a pretty mighty fine console because it doubles up as a GameCube as well. Still, by today's standards, I look at it and I think, why wasn't the Wii U given as much attention when it came round to marketing as the Wii? I mean, you could not physically get a Wii at launch. There were queues a mile long, and then you know, if you were lucky enough to secure a Wii, I mean, you'd waited a fair few hours, and they were very expensive at launch as well. The Wii U, on the other hand, it failed quicker than, I say failed, it went off the market. Nintendo seemed to put a cap on it quicker than anyone could have ever expected. Don't get me wrong, the Wii U is still phenomenal by today's standards, and I hear a lot of people online saying that the Wii U is their primary emulation console. But today, alas, we're talking about this console, the Nintendo Wii. Now, I hopped on to CEX's website and I asked myself, how much would the top 10 best-selling Wii games of all time cost you at CEX? And you'll be surprised. I actually thought it would be more money, but it's not. And surprisingly, there's a lot of tat on there that I wouldn't play today. So we're going to take a look at those 10 games, and I'm going to tell you at the end how much they would cost for you if you were to buy them from CEX. Let's go. Love it or hate it, Wii Sports is the best-selling Wii game of all time. Now, arguably, that could have been because it was bundled in with the Wii itself, thus giving it more sales and more people having access to it. And it really was revolutionary. I played it a lot with my friends, neighbours. We actually still play it today. We played it on Christmas Eve, just gone, I say just gone, 6 months ago. We still have so much fun on Wii Sports even into 2023. It's not really a massively desired game though. Do you ever think in your mind, oh, I wish I could find that copy of Wii Sports? Maybe you do, but compare that to something along the lines of, say, Super Street Fighter 2, for example. I would much prefer to play Super Street Fighter 2 now than I would to play that. But that doesn't detract from the fact that it is a jolly good game. I need a few seconds of your time to tell you about channel memberships. If you guys want to become a channel member, click join from the main page or the second link in the description. There are 3 tiers, all with different perks for you if you want to become a team member. Thanks for your time. Let's continue with the video. It will cost you pittance as well. Of course, you can get it in your cardboard sleeve, and you can get it in a normal plastic Wii case, one that you would typically expect from any video game these days. So what I've done when I compiled this list is I've taken the cheapest price possible. So in this case, a copy of Wii Sports from CEX cardboard sleeve will cost you 10 quid. That's not too bad, but I guess there's lots of other cheaper games as well. For example, a PS2 game, you can still get them for, say, 50p. £10, maybe it's more than I would pay, but luckily I have a few copies. So we've got £10 on this tally already. So the second game in then, if I consult my list, is Mario Kart. Now obviously you can play that with the wheel, or you can play it with the normal kind of nunchuck sort of thing. And obviously playing it with the wheel is so much more fun, but it does hike up the price. Now in CEX, if you were to buy it with no wheel, it costs 20 quid. So 20 quid without the wheel. This is the highest price game on the list, and already you can see that we are at £30 if we were to buy the top 10 Wii games in 2023 as of filming in June of 2023. It's an amazing game. Very much like Wii Sports. It's very family orientated, getting together with a group of people and playing some 4-player couch co-op, not to mention the fact that you could really enjoy online multiplayer, which I played the heck out of. And I'm not ashamed to say it because I'm a huge Mario Kart fan, but we also played this game on our Christmas Eve get together. So much fun. There's never a dull moment on Mario Kart, and I think that that quote right there underpins how much fun I've had on Mario Kart. In fact, as I look at some of my artwork on the beams, especially on this one, I can see, and on that one, I can see Mario Kart characters. It's had such a profound impact on me, and I think it deserves to hold the highest price value at CEX on this list. So we're at £30 total. The third best-selling game of all times is Wii Sports Resort, CEX selling at 12 quid. Now for me, I definitely spent less time on Resort compared to the likes of Wii Sports, for example. I do own a regular copy of it, but these early games here on the list are really hiking the price up because already we are at 42 quid. 42 quid. Okay, fifth game. No, I'm lying. The fourth game. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It didn't reinvent the wheel. If you want to buy the cardboard sleeve variant, you can do so from CEX for 18 quid. Of course, it's a little bit more if you want the regular box. But what works so well about New Super Mario Bros. Wii is that it didn't reinvent the wheel. It took everything in the charm and the nostalgia that we all felt in Mario Brothers, and Super Mario Bros. 3, and hell, we'll even throw the Lost levels in there, and of course Super Mario World. It was the left-right 2D side-scroller, that level of magic that really we all fell in love with, or at least I did, back in the 90s growing up on the NES and the Super NES. I recently completed, it was the remastered version on the Switch. It's actually a very difficult game. It looks absolutely beautiful. It sounds absolutely beautiful. I think the opening cutscene really does have so much cool charm. I mean, it's everything that makes Nintendo special for me is that game, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And of course, there was the Luigi version as well that came out on the Wii U. So absolutely, we had a Luigi starring in his own game as well. So already you can see there that I'll whack the price on screen because I'm not going to lie, I'm terrible at maths and I can't even add it up, but it'll be on screen now as to what we're up to then. So we're about to look at number 5. Now again, this is from CEX. If you were to buy by June 2023 prices, you'll be surprised at the end total. Wii Play. This was only £2. 2 quid at CEX. You do need the motion controls for it as well, but I couldn't find it on the website. Maybe it was just me being completely oblivious to it, but we've all got the, if you've got a Wii, you've got a motion control. Most Wii's came with motion controls, especially the later ones. So if you want to pick this up, it will only cost you 2 quid. I'm not going to sit here and drivel over it because I haven't really played much of it, so I don't really have much nostalgia to kind of add into the energy of this video. But nonetheless, it was the 5th best-selling game of all time. And now we're into the 5th, it's worth pointing out that Game 1, Game 2, Game 3 and Game 4 were the games that came bundled in with the Wii, so that again may have impacted why they were some of the best-selling games on the Wii. Title number 6, Wii Fit. Boy, was this a game changer for some people. Wii Fit you can buy for 4 quid with the balance board. That is a fantastic bundle. That is a fantastic deal. And for a lot of people that didn't like the gym or were just completely intrigued with the Wii technology back then, this was a phenomenal way to do that, to really experience that. I was living with somebody at the time, it's my ex-girlfriend. She had one and she was very much into it. So of course I was kind of, oh, can I have a go? And actually ended up getting myself into it as well. I haven't played it since, but I did hear that when the lockdowns were on during COVID, Wii Fit and the balance boards, their sales increased tenfold because people of course couldn't leave the house and they wanted to do something that was quantifiable in a way to keep themselves fit. So I think it's great that, you know, people still find uses for them. Sadly, there is an abundance of them at the car boots. I see them all the time in the charity shops, and it's very sad now because it is the 5th best-selling, I do apologise, the 6th best-selling Wii game of all time, because there's an abundance of them and they're blooming everywhere. But it's not too bad if you want to snag yourselves a copy with the board for only £4. Number 7 then is Wii Fit Plus. That is £8. I've never used it, so I cannot comment, but I still think that that's a great price. What it adds, I don't even know. I might just put some statistics on screen right now because I just have never played it. So again, I've got absolutely no memory to share, but it will be interesting to read the comments onto Wii Plus, Wii Fit Plus versus the regular one. Which ones did you kind of go through? Which ones did you kind of get into? For me, Wii Fit, I'm definitely more familiar, so I'd probably go on the edge of recommending that. The 8th best-selling Wii game of all time is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, I'm going to divulge something here, and I hope I don't get roasted in the comments, but I'm not a massive Super Smash Bros. Fan. I can appreciate what that game did, and I can appreciate the cult fan base out there now. In fact, when I was down at OLL at the after party, there was a Smash Brothers tournament going on as well as a Street Fighter tournament. But again, it's that whole thing of it still being relevant and present today. That would cost you £12 if you were going to go to CEX and buy yourselves a copy on the Wii today. I don't think that's too bad of a price. I mean, what I did really like about Smash Brothers was the amalgamation of all of the amazing classic characters coming together and just kicking 10 bells out of one another on these really cool levels that I was vaguely familiar with the backdrops and of course all the characters. I mean, there was a definite charm to it, but unfortunately I just couldn't get myself into it. Of course I own all of these games that I'm reading out to you today because I'm a huge collector, and of course there's always a possibility that at Christmas we could add Super Smash Bros. Brawl onto the next Christmas Eve shenanigans. But who do you like to play as in that game? Maybe you have a favourite. Maybe you can kind of tell me which character I should pick if I was going to actually try and get good at Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii. But if you don't have it, remember, if you're diving into your local CEX, it's going to set you back 12 sheets. What's the 9th game? Okay, Super Mario Galaxy. The second highest expensive game on the list is £18. So Super Mario Galaxy was that whole notion of the kind of taking it all 3D again. Again, bit like Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I didn't like it. I struggled to, I can't explain what it was, but I remember that it gave me the same feeling as what I felt when I first played Super Mario 64 for the first time. I didn't like it. I came from the 2D Mario era. I was absolutely, it was within, and it still sits in my central nervous system, that Mario will forever be a 2D masterpiece. Saying that, I did really like Odyssey, but nonetheless, I'm sorry, but Galaxy and the second one, I couldn't get into it. I did play it on launch. I did buy it on launch. I paid, I think it was like $59.99 that I paid back in the day. And check out that value now. It still holds its value. Now, of course, if you buy any of these on your Facebook Marketplace or your local retro game store, you'll probably get this bundle a lot cheaper, but this is about CEX prices. Which brings us into our 10th and final best-selling Wii game of all time. It was Just Dance 3. Now, if you know me, or if you've ever watched my content for a significant period of time, can you imagine me playing Just Dance? I hope you're sitting at home saying, no, Gemma, absolutely not. And if you did say that, you're spot on, because I can't stand it. There's nothing worse for me than to kind of get up and dance around. I'm sorry, for me, video games is about sitting back, controller in hand, and just blaring myself at the screen. That's why I struggle with VR, because it's something on my head and I'm not used to that. I'm just controller in the hand kind of girl. But that will cost you £4. So £4, which takes our total to this. So for just over £100, you can buy the top 10 Wii games from CEX for just over £100. Now, before I added this up, the figure in my mind was going to be, this is going to be around the 150 mark. So I was quite surprised that you can still snag some really decent games and some decent experiences, for example, Wii Fit, for less than £100. That's not bad, guys. That's not bad. And it did get me thinking about the importance of the Wii in 2023, because like I said in the intro, it's also a GameCube. So you've got two consoles in one. Aside from all of the wires, they're really, really nice and compact. If you like to emulate, you can emulate on them. And I think that that's going to give you a lot of hours of game time. Mario Kart, you know, new Super Mario Brothers, Brawl, Galaxy if you're into it. Wii Sports is always fun. There's loads of value on there. So I think the Wii is still incredibly important. Incredibly important. I want to know what you guys think. I actually really enjoyed doing this because it gave me an insight into how special this console really is and how cheap it is to collect for. And remember, if you want to kind of move away from the Nintendo first party stuff, you can dive into, say, the likes of a Virtua Tennis game, which holds up and plays fantastically on the Wii. So not Virtua Tennis, what am I on about? Topspin. But tennis games like they are on Wii Sports, incredible experiences on the Wii. Resident Evil 4 on the Wii was my favourite version of playing Resident Evil. I had so much fun with that game. It was a really great experience all around and one that I'll never forget. So I think it's a great consoles. I think it's cheap to collect for, even if you're collecting first party games, and overall we need more love for the Wii. So I'm going to hand it over to you now. I'll be reading every single comment on this video, and all I would ask in return is that you guys please subscribe, please share the content, because I really would like to get to 100,000 subscribers. I turned 40 in May. I've given myself till I'm 41 to get to 100,000, or I'll probably just cry. So help me out. Nice one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Cheers. Bye bye.